Welcome back to another video here on Scoring Quads, and today we are going to discuss how you can get a better, more accurate GPS and therefore return to home, position hold and altitude hold with the existing equipment that's already in your drone. You won't need any extra. If you've got GPS already, you're not going to need any extra, but this little trick will show you just how to make it more accurate. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, what I'm talking about is PDOP, or position dilution of precision. Now, this sounds all very confusing. It sounds all very technical, but I'm going to break it down really, really simply for you. If you've got a lock on your GPS and it says you've got 10 satellites, but all 10 satellites are there. Yes, you've got a lock of 10 satellites, but it's not a very accurate lock. Because what you want is 10 satellites, but that are there. Because the more spread out and diluted they are, the more precise your GPS location is going to be. Now, hopefully, I've either put up a graphic on screen, or I will put up a graphic on screen that I'll also try and just explain it a little bit more to you. What we're going to do first of all, though, is we're just going to go out to the field and I'm going to demonstrate it. So you're looking for the number on the top left of the screen. I will explain it as I'm flying. But basically, a PDOP of 0.5 to 1.0 is absolute the best you can have. So as an example, if you have 20 satellites locked on your GPS drone, but your PDOP is 5.0, that's the worst possible. That's a worse signal than if you had 8 satellites locked at 0.5. I know it's a little bit confusing at first to get your head around, but what you need first of all is a lock. And once you've got that lock, you need the other number to come down. So you need one number to go up and the other number to come down. The more that you can get one number up and the other down, you've got a more accurate lock, which will make your GPS rescue more accurate. It'll also make your position and altitude hold more accurate as well. But let's go and demonstrate it first, just so you know exactly what it looks like and exactly what I'm talking about. And once I've demonstrated it at the field with a nice little fly, just flying around in a circle, just to show you the difference, we'll come back and I'll show you exactly how to enable it in Betaflight. So, excuse me. This is not going to be a crazy flight, but I'm just going to show you an option within the GPS data on the OSD to show you not just how many GPS satellites you've got, but the quality of the connection that you've got, which for people doing long range or more sketchy stuff, the quality of your connection to GPS is going to be more important to you than how many satellites you've got. So we can see it's dropped to 1.5. The lower the number, the better. It's gone back up to 3. 0.5 to 1 offers you the strongest lock. Basically, it's the way that the satellites are spread within the sky. So if you're connected to 10 of them and they're all right next to each other, you're not going to actually have a brilliant lock. So it's not going to be as accurate as you possibly would have hoped it would be by just having 10 satellites. And that will show itself as 5.0. And the more we move around, the more accurate it becomes. Now, obviously, with Betaflight, you need to make sure that you're accurate before you take off. So any changes that we're seeing are going to be different. But if you're having issues with return to home or GPS hold and position hold, and you're wondering why it's not quite as accurate as you think it should be because you've got 10 or 12 or 16 satellites, it could well be that the accuracy of it is 5.0, which is pretty poor. So it may just well be something that you want to add to your OSD. Now I'm having to go pretty carefully around here because the XT30 cable is a little bit loose after the crash with Boy Wonder FPV night at the weekend. There's also a gentleman on the field and a gentleman next to the field. So it's like a mobile obstacle course today. But we're at 1.5. That's actually not a gentleman, that's a lady, I do apologise. Lady! 1.8. So there you go. That is a little quick demonstration of it. And I think, like I say, if you're having issues with return to home, or you want a more accurate return to home, or you want a more accurate position and altitude hold, this is going to be a way for you to work out how to get that. Basically, all you need to do is, well, I'll show you in the studio exactly how to enable it, but all you need to do is just wait. So once it locks to certain satellites, obviously it'll beep on 8 satellites if that's how you've got it set up, and then you think, right, I can go. But it may say 8 5.0, which is a really poor connection, a really poor quality connection. So what you do is you just wait and wait and wait until it comes down to obviously 1.5 as it is now, or 0.5 if you're lucky. There's nothing you need to do, nothing you need to change. It will just lock onto a better spread of satellites as it grabs hold of a few more of them. And yeah, that's it really. So not the most exciting flight this morning, but we have just tried to fly the P1 on the Air 75 and it just keeps throwing itself out of the air. So I may have killed the flight controller, so it may just be a completely pointless thing to do. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to fly back under these trees and just try and induce it to go higher. Which means obviously higher is lower, higher is lower, which is better, not gooder. So let's try and have a go. I think once we've got a decent spread of those, 2.6, so it is getting worse, or should I say worser? 2.6, 1.5, 2.6. So you can, yeah. But there you go. That's it. That's the demo done. I'm going to come back. I'm going to land, and I'll see you guys back in a second for the installation and instructions of how to set it up. I'm going to pull a roll and see if it falls out of the air. I bet it does. Wow, it didn't. Amazing. Beautiful. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is obviously a GPS enabled FPV drone. Once you've got one of those, get yourself a USB cable and just plug it in to your drone. You need to make sure that you don't plug it into the air unit. There is sometimes a little bit of confusion here. People will plug it into the air unit, but you actually need to plug it into the drone itself. Sorry, the cable is not very long and the camera's there. PC's there. I'm rubbish at this. Right, let's move over to Betaflight. Okay, so once you're in Betaflight, what you need to do is just make sure that all your other settings are working properly first of all. So you need to make sure that your GPS is working, and we can see that it is. Make sure you go to your OSD and that you've got enabled number of satellites. Okay, because this is going to basically extend this display. Now, I actually had GPS speed enabled as well, but because it was right next to it, it was actually covering over the data, so I just disabled it at the field. So make sure you've got nothing next to it. Give it a little bit of space to breathe so that you can actually see what's going on. And then all you need to do, really, really simply, is go down to the CLI. And I know some of you guys do get a bit nervous about this, but honestly, it's absolutely fine. So once you're in the CLI, what you need to do is just type in set space OSD. And you're going to get loads and loads and loads of options come up automatically. But if you just type in _GPS, you've then got a few different ones here. And you're looking for set OSD GPS _stats _show _PDOP. So then you type in equals and then on. And there we go. We've turned it on. And it's as simple as that. Once you've done that, just type in the command save. And you know everything has been saved. And then literally, and I'll cut to a screen of it now, you can see that the GPS and the PDOP information is available on your OSD. And it really is as simple as that. You don't need anything extra. There's nothing else that you need to do within how you fly or anything like that. It's just a case then of waiting for the GPS satellites to go up and for that PDOP number to come down to a reasonable amount. Now I'm going to put on screen there what the reasonable numbers are. Now I want to thank Hicks in our Discord for this, because he was the one that reminded me of this. I do have a terrible habit of thinking, well, it's common knowledge because I know it and I'm an idiot, but I appreciate everyone starts the journey at different stages, so I must remember to basically do as many of these short videos as I possibly can. But yeah, Hicks reminded me, and he's also come up with the scale that you can see on the side of the screen now, which I think is a great way of explaining it. I won't read it out because I don't want to get banned. But yeah, thanks, Hicks. So yeah, let me know if that was something that you was aware of in the comments down below. And if it's something that you wasn't aware of, let me know whether you'll be using it or not. This is going to be especially good for people who are doing more sketchy things. If you're doing long range, mountain cruising, you know, places that have got a lot of interference, this is going to be the thing that you're going to want to use, because there's nothing worse. And I've had it where I've gone out and I've used GPS rescue and it's sort of come back, but it's gone over there, and I've been able to take control of it, but it was going in the wrong, sort of coming to me, but going that way sort of thing. And again, we've had it with GPS and position hold as well. And you're thinking, why is it not? Why it should be more accurate than this? Well, now you know the reason why. So hopefully this video will help you. Leave me a comment down below. Thank Hicks as well for reminding us. And let me know what other videos you'd like to see on the channel. I'm more than happy to make them for you guys. Please like the video, hype the video, share the video, do the weird stuff. And I don't know. But until next time, just remember this: one more day. YouTube and I have had a chat, and we believe that this is the video that you'll like the most. So watch it and let me know if they're right.